Hi, everybody. So, the most common question I've gotten as the head of investor relations at Property Llama Capital is the same most popular question, most common question that I got at my last private equity fund as I headed up the investor relations team over there. And that's about the K-1s and taxes, right? So, if you're going to invest in a fund like this or a syndication, you should expect to extend your taxes from the April 15th deadline to the October deadline. Now, that's a given, okay, first and foremost. Now, of course, everybody's tax profile, investor profile, lending profile is different. So please take everything I say with a grain of salt and confirm with your CPA all the tax details. Now, what I can speak on quite to the point is the ramifications in regards to lending. Listen, I still have my lending practice. Even though I'm the head of investor relations at Property Llama Capital, I still have my lending practice. I don't push paper anymore. My team does that. But we're still working with plenty of investors and home buyers. And so I can speak to this quite clearly. Listen, some lenders, and we have a mortgage brokerage, right? So what does that mean? We have 60 lenders in a pipeline. Now, some of those lenders will not be happy about that extension. In fact, they're going to say you have to pay your taxes by July maybe before, and submit those new updated taxes for us by July, not October, in order for them to lend you money. Now, that's the case with some lenders, and that's kind of an extreme example. We have many lenders in our pipeline that will lend you money all the way to that October deadline, as long as you provide the basics, right? You're going to provide them the copy of your extension. You're going to provide the, probably a letter of explanation saying, hey, I've extended my taxes because I'm an investor in private equity funds and those K-1s don't come out till September. And then you'll probably disclose the estimated payments for those taxes. That's super common. And the letter of explanation is super easy, right? It's super easy. 3 sentences and you're done. Now, where does it get a little tricky? For those of you who have tax returns that need to be filed in order to show a certain amount of income, right? Let's say the last 2 years or last 1 year is insufficient income, and then you've had a great year, and you need that great year showing on your tax returns to qualify. Well, then you've got an issue, right? Then you will need to file those in order to get lending. Another scenario that could be a little tricky is if you've got a company and it appears to be on the decline. So 2 years ago you made 200 grand. Last year you made 100 grand. Then I wouldn't be surprised, and I think this is a reasonable position from a lender to say, hey, you might have a sinking ship here, right? Last year's income was half of the year before. We're going to have to see updated taxes. That wouldn't surprise me. So it's really gonna, and if you're obviously if you're a new company, you've been in business, let's say you've been in business a year and a half. Well, at least Fannie and Freddie love to see 2 years, right? To get a conventional loan, you're gonna need 2 years tax returns. So if you're filing an extension on the second year, that's not gonna work out in terms of getting a traditional loan. So it will depend on the strength of the borrower, but to be clear, there's plenty of people who invest in these funds, delay their taxes, right? Extend their taxes to wait for those K-1s, and they still are able to borrow money for new primaries, new investment properties, new second homes, all the way to the October deadline. But as with everything, the devil's in the details. So this isn't a one-size-fits-all, but it does speak to certainly the possibility of not having an interruption in your ability to get a loan. So here's the deal. If you have a trusted lender that you've been working with for years, I recommend you talk to them and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to invest in this private equity fund. There's a chance I won't get my K-1s until October. And so I'm going to have to file to October. Will you lend me money with my current file? If the answer is no, or if the answer is, hey, you're going to have to file by July, there's other options, right? And I still have my lending practice. We have 60 lenders in a pipeline. If some say no, some might say yes. Obviously, I can't guarantee anything on a video, but there's some lenders who like it, some lenders who don't, and that's the deal. And that's where I think the strength of a mortgage brokerage, where there's multiple lines of money, might be beneficial. But anyway, if you have questions specifically, I'm happy to help. You can reach out to me, talk to your lender, and yeah, it's like that. Hope it helps. Take care.